Hi, what's your name?
I'm Amanda.
And you are?
My name's Loren.
So what is VIP breast imaging? I understand it's radiation free, it's very accurate and safe and comfortable. Like, why is that?
Well, VIP offers the incentive with our product and service. The technology that we use, it offers radiation-free, compression-free, as well. There's many advantages to using this in the sense of diagnostic results.
How does this compare to like the other types of breast imaging?
Well, for starters, the results actually, the benefits of this is women who actually have dense tissue find that in other forms of testing it's actually hidden or masked or sometimes never revealed. Where this handles the pitfalls, it actually has anywhere from 32 up to 97% accuracy level depending upon the situation or the density of the tissue within the person.
Yeah, that's awesome, yes. And also, it has the ability to decipher and to tell you what it is that we're seeing. If there's a cyst, a calcification, mass, fiber. So we're able to decipher between these things and give you a pretty clear indication as to what's happening in your breast tissue.
So when are this thing starting to be when this thing get invented? Because there's other ones like this, right?
The concept is actually
they have radiation and other negative things from what you're saying. Yours is like the opposite, it's more safer.
There is the old age traditional forms of doing so in Canada as well in the States and all over the world. There is certain benefits to that, but there's also certain negatives to it as well with exposure to radiation and as well as the pain concept. And it puts a lot of fear in a lot of women or resistance due to the fact that from what they've heard or other people's experiences gives them hesitance, as well as sometimes the results are not beneficial to them because it may not reveal what the true situation is for them.
Okay. Again, when did this get invented? This particular product get invented? How long has it been in Canada?
This concept has been existent and actually owned by General Electric. It's in existence all over the world and more practice there, and particularly for about 10 to 15 years. The concept's relatively new to Canada, mainly due to certain politics and situations which we're trying to get it more introduced and widespread and more known because of the benefits and as well as the positives that overflow with this.
Now, speaking of, this, you're saying this is safe. What I remember is that a woman shouldn't have, from the natural perspective, that community, they say you shouldn't have too many of them because of the radiation. Is no problem in this, and how often do you need one as a woman?
Absolutely. Frequency is not an issue with this machine. It's always recommended depending on the severity of the patient's individual case, but you can do it. It doesn't discriminate against age or certain ailments or your predicament. If you already have existing cancers or whatnot, because there's no radiation affiliated with this at all, it is absolutely safe to use on a continual basis.
Okay, so how often can someone have this? Do you need it once a year for prevention?
It really depends on your own personal history. We have women that come in that know that there's something going on in their breast, so they come in every year or sooner if they're feeling something in between visits. And then we have the women that have no family history, they're getting clear results, so they're coming in every other year just to continue checking and making sure that everything is still status quo.
So is it only required like once a year or maybe 6 months before you see symptoms? Like how often does a woman need to check in to make sure everything's okay?
Once a year should be plenty if you're not having any symptoms and your results are coming back clear. However, of course, we always recommend that if you're feeling anything between visits, that you should be definitely coming in again.
Okay. So how does it work? You're saying it's radiation-free and safe. How does it work?
Well, basically the service actually is you visit Amanda on site at the location at 525 University Avenue. And between our amazing team and staff, you're serviced with a trained technician specifically trained on the equipment and apparatus. They will actually perform the scan, and then the scan will actually be sent out to our radiologist who's on staff, who actually deciphers and interprets the scans, and then develops a report which will go to the family physician, and upon there they can take action or at least file.
How long is that process from screening to results?
You're looking at about 4 days.
Oh, 4 days.
Yeah,
okay.
It's pretty quick.
So how is it radiation-free? Like, you said you scan, so what's the scanning mechanism?
So we would use ultrasound technology versus X-ray. That's how we're getting 100% radiation-free screening. That's what also makes it very comfortable. This machine has been specifically designed for whole breast imaging, so you are getting a full screening process. It's also been approved by Health Canada as a screening process as well. So you're getting a full view of the entire breast and multiple images of each breast. It's for each breast you're getting almost 900 images, so we're seeing a lot of detail.
And it's 4 days to process all this data.
That's correct.
Okay, great. More information, or what are the people saying here at the show, by the way?
They're very positive results. They were looking for an alternative or another method that they found safer and more comfortable to use, given the factor of the two main components, the compression-free results as well as the radiation-free. But also, they actually are more excited to hear about the accuracy levels, which was part of the pitfalls that they were not informed of. Most people aren't, because it sometimes is a little bit of a trade secret. Not to instill fear in the patient, but sometimes it's better to know what you're getting into than not. Therefore, you can take the precautious measures.
Great. So more information, website.
You can definitely give us a call. Our phone number is 647-350-2229. You can also find us on our website at www.vipbreastimaging.com.
Thank you.